In this video, we are going to talk about how much tax you need to pay if you make money on real estate. Hi, my name is Shyam Ganesh and I'm with Grow Your Wealth Financial Planning. A question that I often get from aspiring and current real estate investors is, what is the tax impact of rental income and how much tax do I have to pay if I make money on a property and when I sell it? So there's a couple of aspects to taxation around real estate, and the first is if you have a buy and hold, you're holding a property, you're collecting rent, then every year you need to declare the income that you generate as rent on your tax return. Now you do get to write off several expenses. Some of those include your mortgage interest, not the principal amount, but just the interest that you pay on your mortgage, your property taxes, any utilities that you pay, any depreciation. If you use a home office, you can write off a portion of that. Again, you want to be reasonable. There are a lot of line items that the CRA will let you utilize, but you want to be reasonable as to what you use and basically make sure that it's a legitimate expense. So any maintenance costs that you have on your property, you can write off those as well. And so what you have after you take your rent and you subtract all of those expenses is your taxable income. So your taxable income then gets added to your income from work or your business, your income from other sources, and you now have to pay tax on that at the full tax rate, your full marginal tax rate. So depending on how much money you make in Canada, you have a graduated tax system. So you pay X percentage of tax on the first, for example, $50,000 of income and so on. So every province has their slab, and and the federal government has their slabs, and you put it all together. And so you pay tax, the more money you make, the higher percentage tax that you make. So if you've got salaried income of $60,000 from your job, and you add on another $10,000 of rental income, now you've got $10,000 that's going to get taxed at the highest rate that you are at. Essentially, it means you've got $70,000 of income in that calendar year, and so that's what how your tax is going to be calculated. So remember that tax is also an expense, and yes, absolutely, there is that income tax on an ongoing basis. The other time you're going to have a tax for related to your investment real estate is when you go to sell the property. So if you purchase a property for $100,000 and you sell it for $200,000, it means you've made a $100,000 capital gain. So how is this treated on your tax return? Well, you've got that $100,000, which is a capital gain, and essentially you include half of that in your tax return. So we've got what's called a 50% inclusion rate currently in Canada, and that's what that means. So you take the $100,000, you half it, you've got $50,000, and that's what you add on to your taxable income. So in that year when you had $60,000 of salaried income and $10,000 of rental income, net of expenses, and then now you've gone ahead and sold the property for $100,000, you would now add that $50,000 to the $70,000 of income that you already have. So it now looks like you have 70 plus 50, $120,000 of income that year, and that's what you're going to pay tax on. And so again, we talked about the slabs. So in that year, because your income has now jumped from $60,000 or $70,000 all the way to 120, that likely means that that additional $50,000 is getting taxed at a higher marginal tax rate than your regular income. So that, in a nutshell, are the main ways that real estate is taxed in Canada. If you need to get into any of the specifics, you are evaluating a purchase or a sale of a property and need support, please feel free to reach out, fill the questionnaire below. I've got some analysis tools that we'll be sharing with you, as well as it will qualify you to get a consult with me or someone on my team. We love helping people who are real estate investors. If you have any other questions at all about real estate investing, please feel free to share them below. And also share, like, subscribe, and keep coming back. Looking forward to seeing you on the next video. And thank you so much for joining me on this one.